Assalamu alaikum, my dear students, and a very happy good morning. I hope all of you will be in the best state of your health. Today, our topic is properties of crystalline solids. Before starting lecture today, I will like to share a famous quote of Aristotle with all of you. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Keep in your mind, students, that nothing in this world is easy to achieve. When you start your learning, it's hard, it takes you out of your comfort zone, and it's tiring as well. But the fruit is sweet. It means in the end, your work pays off. Education makes a person's life more worthwhile because of the lifelong benefits related to the completion of this education. My dear students, education can be a burden, but if you finish your education, it will surely benefit your future. No matter how hard and boring learning is, in the end, you will be able to enjoy all the benefits, inshallah. In this slide, we will discuss some important properties of crystalline solids, habit of a crystal growth, anisotropy, symmetry, isomorphism, polymorphism, difference between isomorphism and polymorphism. Let's discuss them one by one. Habit of a crystal. The shape of a crystal in which it usually grows is called habit of a crystal. As you can see in this diagram, that sodium chloride is cubic in structure. This is the structure of a sodium chloride crystal. The cubic crystals of sodium chloride are obtained from its aqueous solution. If the conditions are changed, the shape of the crystal it also changes. Like if 10% urea is present in the aqueous solution of sodium chloride, octahedral crystals are obtained instead of cubic crystals. Next comes the crystal growth. How does the crystallization process occur? Crystallization occurs when you cool down the hot saturated solution of that substance. For crystallization, you have to prepare saturated solution at a high temperature, and then you have to cool down that hot saturated solution. Cooling can be done in two ways: rapid cooling and slow cooling. The outer appearance or shape of a crystal depends on how it is prepared and under what conditions, like we have already discussed in habit of a crystal. But the size of a crystal is controlled by its rate of growth. A slowly growing crystal has larger size. Why a slowly growing crystal has a larger size? Because crystals have enough time to grow and become larger. Then comes another important property which is known as anisotropy. Anisotropy is a word. It simply means that something that varies with direction. Basically, anisotropy is the direction dependent properties. Anisotropy word is from the Greek origin, aniso, different or varying, and tropos meaning direction. Almost all crystalline materials are anisotropic. A crystalline substance can possess different properties in different directions. It is because the crystal has different arrangements in different directions. A substance which shows different intensity of properties in different directions is called anisotropic, and this property is called anisotropy. For example, refractive index, coefficient of thermal expansion, electrical and thermal conductivities, etc. Now we will discuss the conductivity of graphite, which is another major example of anisotropic behavior. The conductivity of graphite, it is anisotropic because it conducts electricity in one direction only, that is parallel to the layers and not perpendicular to the layers. Graphite is a hexagonal crystal with a perfect basal cleavage. The carbon atoms in it are arranged in layers parallel to the basal plane, means along the layers, parallel to the layers. The atoms in each layer forming a regular hexagonal network. In graphite, one carbon atom is attached to 3 carbon atoms, and as you know that carbon has got 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Due to this, one free electron is present with each carbon, which results in the electrical conductivity of graphite. You can see the structure of the graphite in which there are hexagonal layers of carbon atoms. So the electricity conductance is along the layers, not in this direction. The graphite can only conduct electricity along the basal cleavage, means along the layers like this, not in this direction, not in vertical direction, not in perpendicular direction. Why? Because electron can move only parallel to the layers. The movement of electron, it is only along the layers, not perpendicular to the layers. Let's come and discuss another example, which is cleavage. Cleavage is also anisotropic. Cleavage of a crystal is itself an isotropic behavior. Anisotropy is the property of a crystal which depends upon the direction. When we break a crystal, it breaks along some definite plane, and cleavage of the crystal can take place only in a particular direction. So it is an anisotropic behavior. For example, mica can be cut parallel to the layers only, but it is difficult to cut it in some other planes. Symmetry. It is one of the important property of crystalline substances, in which after rotation to certain angles it gives similar edges, corners or faces at definite distances in definite directions. Means the repetition of the similar identical faces or edges after symmetry operation. What is meant by the symmetry operation? A symmetry operation is the movement of a molecule or object about an symmetry element. We will discuss this symmetry element later on in the next slide, such that resulting configuration is indistinguishable from the original. मीन्स कि जो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में इंशाल्लाह ताला मैंने आपको ये सिमेट्री एलिमेंट्स एक्सप्लेन करने हैं, उनमें से किसी भी सिमेट्री एक्सिस के अलोंग आप मूवमेंट करें मॉलिक्यूल की, और जो आपके पास कन्फिग्रेशन नई आती है वो बिल्कुल फर्स्ट वन ओरिजिनल वन की तरह हो, दैट मीन्स अ सिमेट्री ऑपरेशन. A symmetry operation will transform a molecule into an equivalent or identical configuration. Symmetry elements. Number 1, plane of symmetry. A plane of symmetry divides a crystal into two similar and equal halves. Number 2, axis of symmetry. If a crystal on being rotated comes to occupy the same position in space more than once in a complete turn, the axis about which the rotation has taken is called as axis of symmetry. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप किसी एक एक्सिस के गिर्द रोटेट करवा रहे हैं किसी भी क्रिस्टल को, और उसे कंप्लीट रोटेशन यानी 360 डिग्रीज की जो रोटेशन है उसके दौरान आपके पास अगर सेम इनडिस्टिंग्विशेबल मॉलिक्यूल आता है तो दैट मीन्स कि द मॉलिक्यूल इज सेड टू हैव एक्सिस ऑफ सिमेट्री. लेट्स कंसिडर एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ क्यूब. When a regular cube is rotated about its axis at an angle of 90 degree, आप 90 डिग्री के एंगल पे उसको रोटेट करें तो आपके पास एक आइडेंटिकल फेस आ जाएगा. एंड यू नो अ क्यूब हैज 4 फेसेस, 6 faces in total. But if you rotate it along its axis, 4 identical faces are obtained at an angle of 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree and 360 degrees. We can say that 4 different faces, 4 times the same molecule configuration is achieved during a full rotation. So an axis containing 4 identical faces is called 4-fold axis of rotation. So we can say a regular cube has 4-fold axis of rotation, because in a complete turn, that is 360 degree turn, 4 times the symmetrical molecule, the symmetrical phase is repeated. Next is center of symmetry. A crystal is said to have center of symmetry if an imaginary line can be passed from any point on its surface through its center, and a similar point can be found on the line at an equal distance beyond the center. Angle of symmetry, it is the smallest angle for which the figure can be rotated to coincide with itself. The order of symmetry is the number of times the figure coincides with itself as it rotates through 360 degree. For example, a regular hexagon has a rotational symmetry. Not all molecules, not all crystalline structures can have this angle of symmetry. It is only found in rotational symmetry which exists in a regular hexagon. That when you rotate a hexagon, symmetry is obtained. Isomorphism. Isomorphism means different crystalline substances having same crystalline shapes. They are called isomorphs and the phenomena is called isomorphism. Isomorphic solids have same ratios of atoms. Let us discuss the conditions of isomorphism. For two substances to be isomorphous, the following conditions must be satisfied. Number 1, chemical formula must be analogous, means it should be quite similar. The size of the ion must not be very different. The polarization of the ions must not be very different. The substances must have similar unit cells containing the same number of positive and negative ions in geometrical similar positions. The molecules must have the same chemical composition and arrangement of atoms or ions. Let us consider their examples. Zinc sulfate and nickel sulfate. As you can see that they are two different crystalline compounds and they have the same crystalline shape. The name of the crystalline shape is orthorhombic. Orthorhombic. Next is Ag2SO4 and Na2SO4. Silver sulfate and sodium sulfate, they both are two different compounds and they are hexagonal. Calcium carbonate and sodium nitrate, they are rhombohedral. Okay. The atomic ratio in these two compounds are seen like zinc 1, sulfur 1 and 4. 1 is to 1 is to 4. Same atomic ratio can be seen over here. 1 is to 1 is to 4. Now look at the example number 2. The atomic ratio is 2 ratio 1 ratio 4 and same atomic ratio can be seen in sodium sulfate as well. 2 ratio 1 ratio 4. In calcium carbonate, 1 is to 1 is to 3 and 1 ratio 3. Means the two compounds which are isomorphs of one another, they are having the same atomic ratio, they are having the same analogous formula, they are having the comparable sizes. You can see zinc and nickel, sulfate and sulfate, silver, sodium, calcium, sodium and nitrate and carbonate, they all are having the same comparable atomic sizes. Polymorphism. This is the reverse term. It is the existence of a single substance in more than one crystalline form. For example, NaCl is found in octahedral and cubic form. Calcium carbonate is trigonal when present as calcite and orthorhombic when present as aragonite. These calcite and aragonite, they are the two different forms of calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate when present as calcite will be in trigonal geometry and when present as aragonite it will be in orthorhombic geometry. HgI2 mercury iodide is orthorhombic in yellow form and tetragonal in red form. So it is the existence of a single substance in more than one crystalline forms. Now let's compare these two terms, isomorphism and polymorphism. Isomorphism is the similarity in the crystal structure of different compounds. Polymorphism is the presence of different crystalline forms of the same compound. The crystal shape of isomorphic compounds are identical to each other, means there is the same crystalline shape in isomorphism, but in the case of polymorphism, a single substance is having more than one crystalline forms. Isomorphism concerns two or more compounds at a time, but in polymorphism only one compound is concerned. Isomorphism phenomena cannot be seen in elements, while polymorphism can be seen in elements. Let me make you one thing clear over here, that the similar type of phenomena like polymorphism exists in the elements as well, and you are familiar with it, allotropy. We will discuss allotropy in the next lesson, inshallah ta'ala. For a compound, the term polymorphism is used, but when it is this polymorphism occurs in the elements, the term allotropy is used. The atomic ratios of isomorphic compounds are the same as we have discussed earlier, but the atomic ratio of the polymorphic compounds may or may not be same. As you know that in isomorphism there is a single compound, there is two different compounds which exist in the similar structure. Okay? So we can say that the chemical properties, chemical behavior, it is different in the case of isomorphism. But when we discuss polymorphism, there is the existence of one compound which shows different crystalline forms of the same compound. So as there is the same compound, one compound, single compound, so the chemical properties in the case of polymorphism will be same. That's all for today. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.